Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood Tool Bear, back again here in the old den of tools. And today we're talking about gas, and of course the gas prices. We are setting records, and not in a good way. I'm going to show you what's going on, what's happening, how it's going to affect your pocketbook, and some heartfelt reasons why this is important and why this needs to get fixed. So let's jump into it. Yep, I said record, and I meant record-breaking prices. We beat the 2008 record, which was terrible. I can remember I was living in the Bay Area in California, and I stopped by and looked at this great little Mercedes V12 sports sedan, and the dealer practically was trying to give it to me. He was ready to cut the price in half because he couldn't sell it, and it wasn't even as high as it is right now. Oh my gosh, cost of regular gas in the US, $4.17. Just last week, it was $3.60. This is insane. We are going and it doesn't have any signs of going down. And I think we all know why. I don't want to talk about it here because, the YouTube watches me and all of us. So we know what the reason is and what's going on. So let's talk about some of the impact, shall we? Well, we're going to jump over here to AAA gas prices. It's a great website, gasprices.aaa.com. I'm going to put a link to this and some other stuff down below. Anyway, you can take a look here and see what states are the worst. California, which are the best. I think Oklahoma's in there. Look at that price difference. $5.44 versus $3.79. You can come down here, we can sort. So for regular gas, California's the worst. Oklahoma's the best. Mid-grade, California's the worst. South Dakota's the best. Premium, California's the worst. Who knew? How does California worse than Hawaii? They got to refine the gas. They got to bring the gas here, refine the gas, ship it back to Hawaii. Because I don't. Are there any refineries in Hawaii? Anyway, $5.7 for premium. Oklahoma has premium for $4.18, and for diesel, us diesel drivers, oh my gosh, South Dakota's the best, $4.25 up to $5.83. My gosh, you look at the California, it is just painful to look at California prices. Anyway, again, I'll put a link to this down below, but let's take a look at this. So from just getting to work standpoint, you're looking at a commute of 26 some minutes, but the reality here, what we're looking at is you may commute 30 minutes, but the miles is you're looking at 15 miles one way. So you're looking at a daily average of 30 miles. Now, how much does the average car get? What's the MPG you can expect? Well, the average car these days, right now, across the board, is 24.9. So I whipped up a quick little spreadsheet here. We look at it, 30 miles, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. You may work less, you may work more. You can play with it. I'll put a link to this down below as well. You can make a copy and play with the numbers however you like. MPG is 24.9. You can enter in what you're getting. And you're looking at a price of $4.17. That's a yearly commute cost just to get to work of $1,306. How much of your take-home salary, because they're not going to give you money back on taxes on your gas, how much of your take-home is that taking a chunk of? Think about that. That's not a nice number. And it gets worse. How much do you drive every year? Well, we're on Kelley Blue Book here, and Kelley Blue Book went through Department of Transportation, Federal Highway Administration data from 2019, says the average is 14,263. Now, to that, I've got to say, those are rookie numbers, man. You got to get those numbers up. I'm clearly driving for 2. I don't know about the rest of you. But anyway, we take a look at those numbers. Miles per year, 14,000, yada, 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 mile per gallon, gas per gallon. You're looking at a total of $2,388. Now, of that, over half of that is just getting to work. So, anyway, I don't know, if maybe you drive more. Let me know, do you guys drive more than that? Because my family we leave that behind. Probably June or something like that. We're well past that. Anyway, moving on. I know that's gonna leave some of you feeling like I'm never gonna financially recover from this. I mean, that's what I feel like when I just went to the pump. Oh, that hurts so bad. Anyway, I'm going to recommend, by the way, if you don't have a newer car that has the full computer system, it tells you what your mileage is and everything else. As long as your car has an OBD2 port and you got a cell phone that's got Bluetooth, you can get one of these for $20, $21. Look at this, 31,441. This is like the top purchased one. It works with Torque, which is a great free app. You can buy the advanced app if you want, but I wouldn't bother with it. It lets you clear fault codes and the other stuff and whatnot. But you can run it to your phone, and you can set your phone up, and it can add all these different, readouts and stuff, so you can see exactly what your engine's doing, so you can max out your mileage and stuff like that. $20 you should be able to save that in a month or two, probably less than a month. Anyway, that said, I want to look at, historically speaking, what prices were. Average gas prices across the U.S. up until the early 2000s was under $2, well under $2 for most of it, and then the 2000s hit, and things went a little crazy, and then they dropped back down. We hit a buck 74, and they worked their way back up for some reason, and then back down. And recently, 2 years ago, in May, 2 years ago, we were at $1.91. Heck, 2 years ago this month, we were at $2.33 basically, and falling. And then come the end of the year, something happened in November, and gas prices went through the roof. I don't understand why. Maybe you can all figure it out and tell me why down in the comments, but something in November caused gas prices to spike. Clearly they knew something that we didn't, and they've gone through the roof. Problem is, it's not going to just affect you in your gas tank or in your outdoor power equipment or in your generators. It's a ripple effect, because there's nothing that you're going to buy, food, clothing, all the fundamentals, much less the luxuries. There's nothing you're going to buy that doesn't come to you on a truck. And those trucks use diesel. And I got to tell you, I saw tons and tons of diesels on the road during this last big road trip we did. And it's just supply and demand. The supply is there, the demand is there, but the gas supply clearly isn't the way prices are going right now. Now, that said, that leads me into the next thing. I said there's something that affects us more than just financially, which is, it does affect us financially, but it also affects us emotionally, because one of the biggest things for Americans is the road trip, the Great American Road Trip. We just did one, and a lot of people these days, especially you got a family, flying somewhere, it doesn't seem cost effective. You got to pay $300 a person round trip, and you got a family of 5 or 6 or 7 flying across the U.S. to take them to see Disneyland or something. That's just not going to happen. So you're like, let's pile them in the car. We'll drive there. The trip itself will be as much of a vacation as the destination, which I'm a firm believer in. And we just did this trip ourselves. Now we split our time between Montana and Vegas. The reason being, my oldest son lives in Vegas with his mom. We live in Montana, so we try to come down here and spend at least, we work out so we're spending more than half the year. We try to spend at least 3/4 of the year with the whole families together. So they're either coming up to Montana or we're going down to Vegas. We got rid of our house recently, so we decided to buy an RV. We're going to do some life home hack kind of stuff. So anyway, we drove out to Kokomo. Look at that drive from Livingston out to Kokomo, Indiana, picked up the RV, pulled it all the way back to Las Vegas. Let's see here, the total mileage here. We did Livingston to South Dakota. That was 620 miles. South Dakota to Iowa, 502. Iowa to Illinois, 351. Illinois to Indiana, we did a little tour up through Chicago, 293. Then we toured around in Indiana, 148. Then we picked up the RV, drove down to Fishers, Indiana, 68. Went from Fishers to Branson, Missouri, 517. Played around in Branson for a day, then Branson to Oklahoma City to Tucumcari. Great little town, by the way. If you get a chance to stop by Tucumcari, you want to feel something that was like that in the movie Cars, that little town. What did they call that? Not Soda Springs. It was Radiator Springs or something. Got to check out Tucumcari. They could use the tourist dollars. Tucumcari to Flagstaff, and Flagstaff to Vegas, for a total of just under 4,000 miles. Now, if we looked at miles per gallon, we did 14.1, and that's not tow miles. At towing, we were at just over 9. And we looked at, let's say an average of $5. That'd be $1,400 spent just doing that drive there. That is a lot of cash just to drive across America. Anyway, and what does that get you? Why is that important? Well, take a look at this. Is us getting some snacks, getting ready to leave Livingston. Had to share this with you because my guy here with the Ural, with the sidecar with the DeWalt work light on it. I gotta appreciate that. That's some ingenuity. We drove through Sheridan, Wyoming. Great little town. Why there's a bronze rhinoceros, I don't know, but I can't recommend Sheridan, Wyoming enough. On to Clear Lake, Iowa, where my grandmother grew up, showing the kids around, saying hi to where we spread her ashes. Just a great time. Showing the kids where the music died, just outside of Clear Lake. Showing the kids where Dad grew up in Des Moines, where he played hockey, stuff like that. Yeah, it was cold, even though the Labrador was feeling the temps. Yeah, we even stopped by and saved big money by shopping at Menards. Took the kids over to Lake Michigan. You know what? As kids who have been to the ocean, they've seen the ocean. They were still in awe that there was a freshwater lake that looks pretty much just like an ocean as far as you can tell. Of course, you're in Chicago, had to stop by and get some real deep dish pizza. I liked it. None of the kids, none of the family likes it. Apparently, I'm the only one. Of course, we went down to Indy, had to swing by the old Harbor Freight and say hi. Of course, that's close enough to Cincinnati to get some real Skyline Cincinnati-style chili. Again, I'm the only one who appreciates it, although it's insidious. You have it once, maybe twice, and you're like, that's just terrible. And a week later, you're like, I could probably go for some of that chili. The wife is already talking about it. She's embarrassed to admit. There we stopped by Kokomo, picked up our RV. We get the Salem 32 BHDS there. Then, of course, you got to swing by. We're near the Speedway in Indy, and you got to go and get kicked out of an Applebee's, of course, right? Oh, and then had to go take a bath in some tools over at Direct Tools, get the tub all hot and ready there with some Milwaukee. Then, of course, in Branson, you got to catch a show with the fam. And yes, Miss Eleanor did get plucked for the Redneck Murder Mystery show. And, of course, it was a whodunit, and we found out she did it. She's a bad girl. She's naughty. She killed her pappy. That's ominous, isn't it? Of course, the next morning we had to swing by the Cracker Barrel for a good home cooking kind of breakfast. Of course, nothing says that more than a stuffed hedgehog with rabbit ears, I guess. We had to go by the tri-state marker. We left each of the kids and the dog in a different state. It was awesome. Swinging through Texas, we stopped and got ourselves a pretty decent Texas kind of steak. Of course, we had to, test out the skills at the shooting gallery. Get some new shoes for the rig and Tucumcari. Of course, what's a long road trip without a little bit of mechanical problems that were quickly resolved there, adding a little bit of coolant. And that was, of course, at the crater over there in Arizona where it snowed. The snow's been following us. The cold weather's been following us. But oh my gosh, look at that crater. That thing is, it's just a sight to behold. You can't imagine how big that thing is. That is ridiculous. From there we got it to Vegas and we got all set up and hooked up and we're now anchored in, and that, of course, then gave us time to get the families back together and see the boy and have family time, because you know what? That's what it's all about, is spending time with family, getting out there on the road trips, having fun, having a great time, because, it may seem as simple as a can of gas, but at the end of the day, it's the thing that allows you to do other things. And when that price becomes unreasonably high, and you can say fair market and all that kind of stuff, but it's not. There's other factors pushing this up. This isn't fair market anything. When it jumps 60 cents or something in a week, it jumps $2 in a couple of years. There's other factors at play. Anyway, hopefully they'll get this all figured out and they'll get the prices down. Let me know how it's affecting you down in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. Anyway, till next time, that's all the bear has for you. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.